romance. The sign was dancing.
That's so good. The sign is dancing.
She can't feel the heat.
All she wants to do is dance. Make romance.
Miriam asks, Kyle, I can't be consistent. So right away, you have a rule you have to be consistent. Why? What does that mean? Your idea of consistent. Why? Why? Who says you have to be consistent? Then it says, I start things and stop halfway. Good. Let them stop. Maybe you're supposed to. Maybe that thing you started wasn't your highest. If you have a rule you have to be consistent, you're probably not picking things that are your highest. You're picking things that you think will make you consistent. What's consistent? No planning ahead. Now. Do you think the now doesn't plan? Do you think the now doesn't have answers? Do you think the now won't have a future for you? Your future that you come up with egoically is going to not include a ton of shit that exists in the now. You're going to be like, I'm going to do this for a job. And then 2 weeks later, you could have something better offered to you, but you got to be consistent with some shit you planned 2 weeks ago. And now the better thing can't happen because you're in some bizarre rule with yourself that you have to commit to something. Miriam, take a deep breath in. Release it and say, you're allowed to not be consistent. We are here to learn love, not consistency. And by the way, your consistency isn't consistent with my soul. Your consistency isn't consistent with my heart, my highest, my truth, my love. It's consistent with whatever arbitrary job shows up or whatever arbitrary assignment you gave yourself to get out of something you're judging. I need to start this company and then I won't be broke. I need to start this thing and then I'm not wasting my life. Do we have any interest in consistency with ourselves? I know when people get married, they say, I do. And then 50% of them end in divorces. Why is that? Because you're not necessarily committed to your highest self. If you're committed to your highest self, when you say till death do us part, imagine it's you committing to your soul. That might say, now I'd like to commit to this person because it would be me committing to my soul and then choosing to commit to one person. That's different. But if you're like, I'm committed to you. Now you could totally change. I'm going to totally change. We're committed to each other. We'll never leave. That's going to be in the new world as you're connecting to yourself, your soul will be like, as long as I'm first and this person celebrates my soul and I celebrate them working in their soul, that could be an amazing relationship. But if you just be like, I better commit while your soul's screaming all these new things, it's going to be crazy, right? So Miriam says, I can't be consistent. It starts with a judgment of an arbitrary thing. That's why we're having a problem. The universe is going, I want you to see, you have a bunch of rules on how things should go that are your rules, right? It's then the next part says, I start things and then stop halfway. Totally. Because you might be missing out on your soul with what you're starting. Oh, I know what it is. I'm a butcher now. I'm going to commit to being a butcher. And you're halfway through like, I don't want to do this. I know I'm going to master Monopoly. And then you get to Baltic and you're like, this isn't the answer to my life. I'm quitting. Thank God you're quitting. I hope you're quitting even quicker than halfway. I hope you're quitting right away so you can give yourself permission for the first time in your life to quit things, because I'm sure you have a pattern that says if you quit, you're a failure. What is it, Miriam? What did your parents teach you that you cannot do? You cannot give up or fail. If you do what? And you'll notice this is the same pattern of overeating, right? That we had earlier. If I overeat, I weirdly rebel against it. I tell myself I can't. So if you have a pattern that says you must be consistent, because you can't fail ever, or you're whatever it is, then life is going, I'm going to make that pattern really not work anymore. So you keep the judgment going that you need to keep going. And then you rebel against it because you're now higher than that. That's trying to connect you to the now more than consistency. Weirdly, the now will always be here, no matter how committed you are to being consistent. You'll never, ever leave the now. You might escape it with the idea of what you're supposed to be consistent with, but you're always going to be here, right? Can you feel that, Miriam? Miriam, where are you at right now? What do you think? Throw in the chat what you're feeling right now. What happens if you're not consistent? What is your rule that if you're not consistent, you are a what? You are a failure. You're unwanted. You're unloved. You're alone. You're a joke. I'm so lazy. If you watched the call with Lori Ladd yesterday, we were talking about lazy means resting, but judging it, right? Lazy and rest are no different, just one is judged. Take a deep breath in, Miriam, and say out loud to yourself, to the pattern in your body, something it's never heard. You're allowed to be lazy in my body, meaning I'm with you even if you're lazy. I love you even if you're lazy, right? Maybe laziness has been judged. So this rule of being consistent is not you finding your soul. It's you not being judged for being lazy, because that's a word you heard you were when you were a kid and you felt unloved and you associate being lazy to unloved. Well, what if you need to relax? What if you're just working to avoid being lazy and everything you're doing isn't your highest anyway? Maybe your highest would be to allowed to rest. So Miriam says, yes, that's my mom's voice. So it's not even you judging your consistency. You grabbed your mom's coat that she grabbed from her parents and you got it in here. And I want you to take a deep breath in and I want you to be compassionate to this pattern that shamed you. Be loving. Make your mom 5 years old saying you can't be lazy. Make her it's an old consciousness. And thank you for getting me to hear, Mom. I love you. That no longer needs to boss you around. It's not even your pattern, it's your mom's. And it's not even her pattern, it's her parents. It's not even theirs. It's the Great Depression's patterns. It's Pearl Harbor's pattern. It's the Vikings pattern. It's just shit coming down the line. And Miriam, you are here to heal it by being the first person in your line of family that can rest and relax and doesn't have to do to make other people happy, and is here to learn truly how to feel, receive, and be love.